welcome inside the high school huddle. Ronnie Phillips, Nichols, Chris Evans with you, getting set for the 2025 season. Scrimmages will be starting soon, and then games will be the week after that. Today we're going to talk about the Booker T. Washington Hornets in Class 5A football. But before we do that, let's hear from our good friends at Red River Roofing.
Refresh your view of the world and lower your energy bill with new windows from Red River Roofing Siding and Windows. Visit us at redriveroklahoma.com.
The Hornets of Booker T. Washington, year in and year out, whether in 6A or 5A, always competitive in almost all the sports they participate in. And they were good a year ago. State semifinals, finished 10-3, had a great game with Guthrie, came down to the end. Either team could have won that to get to the state semifinals last year. Booker T, when you guys start, the notes for me right off the bat is a new head coach and two stud defensive linemen are back for their junior year. They were getting D1 offers a year ago.
Well, and what's amazing is they're both still Booker T.
Yeah.
I mean, there was rumors, scuttlebutt, that they might be going somewhere else.
Which I think was a big hire to bring in Nate Goodman. I think they had to bring in a Booker T guy that knows the system, and so that made those players comfortable to stay.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, like I said, you said it, Booker T always has athletes, very similar to Del City, guys. Always have athletes everywhere, great skilled kids all over the place. What makes Booker T unique is those two big boys up front. These guys are being recruited by who's who in America. I mean, they've got offers from everybody.
Joseph Gray, 6'3", 308. Dwayne Johnson, next to him, looks just as good as him. Now, you mentioned Booker T, Del City. The only difference, Booker T has a lot of championships compared to Del City. Del City had won a football championship in 1976.
What I would simply say is athletes.
I'm saying those athletes come a little bit. They come together. They come together.
They do. They come together to play as a team.
The trophy case.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, but two programs, whether they're in 5A or 6A, it's always known to being very athletic. Was my point. But you know.
Booker T, trying to convince those guys to stay in Booker T. It probably wasn't too hard because what you guys talk about with great athletes at Booker T. Booker T doesn't need any what should I say? Any kind of big publicity about Booker T high school football because the most NFL players ever out of high school in Oklahoma came from Booker T high school. So they do not lack athletes at Booker T, and it's not going to be hard to convince people because if you go to Booker T and you're really good, we've seen a lot of those guys end up in the NFL.
Here's these 17 guys that played in the NFL.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. You start with then him, and then you
remember we did that last year. We were up there calling the game, the semifinals last year, and we're talking to some of the guys before the game from Booker T. And they start rattling off the all-time greats, and I'm sitting there going, okay, that's 14, that's 15, that's 16. Good Lord, how many did you have in the NFL? And it was one of these guys sitting there that had been around Booker T for 40 years, knows all the kids. It was really a cool conversation for us to have, but loaded with athletes.
I do know if you go to a Booker T game and you like loud music, that's the place to go.
Cool. I didn't know
that's
why.
the place to go.
Best fun I had all year.
It was
last year Booker T.
Great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere.
Yeah, it was a little loud in the announcing booth, but
a little loud in the announcing booth.
Little Night Train. He's been doing it for decades upon decades, longer than I've been alive, probably.
He's the man we were talking to before the game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take a look at Booker T's schedule this year. And, of course, they play a very tough schedule as they do year in and year out. And it's, look right off the top of the bat, Muskogee and Del City. Hello.
Tough opening 2 weeks, I'm a little different than you two. I always say who I think they're going to lose to, and I think I've got them 8-2, and I think those are the two games they're going to lose. I think they're going to the early games. Conditioning always comes into question. Are they gelling? They've got a new coach this year. Are there changes to the system? I mean, there's just all these variables you got to factor in. Muskogee's a really good football team. Del City's a really good football team. I've got them losing close games to Del City and also a close game to Muskogee. But those are the two losses. Don't mean a darn thing if you're a Booker T Hornet because those are non-district games, Ronnie, so it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, you have to call us out like that either, man. I'll say who I think they're going to lose to.
It'll be the first time.
Well, maybe.
It'll be the first time.
Or maybe for this year.
Well, I think your history speaks for itself.
I think they'll split between Muskogee and Del City. I think there'll be a split. I think Muskogee will take that game. And then I think there'll just be, somewhere down the line, there will be a layoff where you just don't show up to play. And that happens all the time in high school football. And I think that could happen to Booker T. So I got them going 8-2.
With that schedule, though, where?
You need it again? Got it?
I mean, help me understand this.
Let me.
It's going to happen.
Let me.
Coming from the two-time champion,
Here we go.
just know it's going to happen.
Here we go.
Let me dive into it a little bit. I got them going 9-1 with the first two games with Muskogee and then at Del City. I think Del City will have the athletes to match them. I really like Coach Condit now at Muskogee. He's got a good quarterback. It's the first game, so you never know what's going to happen in the first couple games of the year. I do think Booker T is going to have to show up and play against Shawnee and McAllister. Ronnie was talking about a little bit. Shawnee and McAllister can't wait for Booker T. And if Booker T goes into one of those games not mentally prepared, then if everything falls in the right place, it could be interesting. Anything happens in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. If they lose the first two games, Phil, I'm still 8-2.
You're right. You still 8-2. Hits my darn point.
Shawnee is an improved ball club.
Sure.
Coach Madonna's third year,
Yep.
and Coach Craig now at McAllister. So those are two good coaches.
Won a state championship a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Coach Craig ain't gonna be wearing a helmet, boys.
I know, but he's
He's a great coach.
He's won everywhere he's gone.
He's a great coach,
we'll
and he'll win at McAllister.
He will.
He'll win at McAllister, but it's just, Shawnee, they've been down for what seems like a decade.
Yeah, well.
And I know anytime there's a turn, it starts, I believe, with coaching, and you got to start getting the kids believing.
Yeah.
You also have to have athletes.
Yep.
So we'll see. I think Booker T's too darn many athletes.
Regardless, Booker T will have our rankings coming up in a few days or so.
They'll be high up there.
They'll be up there, and they will have a chance as anybody to win
yeah.
a 5A state championship. We hope you be with us every Wednesday night of the football season. It's a live show at 6 o'clock on our new channel, youtube.com/High School Huddle. Interactive show. Be sure you can comment, and we'll interact with you on the show. So best of luck to the Booker T. Washington Hornets. We'll talk to you Wednesday night on the High School Huddle.